Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Life with Awards, where we talk all things marriage and military.
If you guys want to continue seeing more, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes, please guys, hit those buttons down below for us. We are super duper excited to be back with another video. It is Saturday. We hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Let us know down below what y'all have going on this weekend. For us, we're pretty much just going with the flow.
Love it. I love it.
Yes, well, we don't know what this video is going to be titled, but before we even jump in, we're going to go ahead and start off with our woke quote. Guys, this week's woke quote is pretty simple but very effective. It says, "To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world."
I love that. That's how I feel. You know, growing up, I wasn't always with the honeys, let's put it that way. And, you know, it never really bothered me, but I knew that there was going to be one person one day. And when it was Savannah, I was like, really? And you think I'm nice? Not like really like,
I was like,
bad. Sorry, let me clarify. Really, as in like, are you sure that I'm yours? Like, your glasses fogging? Your imaginary glasses? But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that this quote definitely just lets me know not to fall for the okie doke. If you're out there and you know you're like, oh, woe is me, this one didn't work out, that one did work out, like, it's fine, because there's someone who is going to lay the world at your feet. You know, just have patience. Patience is a virtue, okay? And so if you're putting up with nonsense from a partner that you really don't need that from, drop that zero and go get you a hero, because they're gonna come, okay? And that's all you need to think is, there is somebody who would not put me through this. There is somebody who would give me the world. There is someone who is waiting to give me the world. Don't waste your time, okay? Time is priceless. We don't get it back.
No, we don't.
Yes. So y'all let us know in the comments what you think about this quote. Does it resonate with you? Is it effective for you? And your thoughts on our opinions on it too.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Like I said earlier, we have no idea what this video is going to be titled. But what are we talking about?
Is it okay to have opposite sex friendships
while you're married?
In your marriage, yeah. Sorry, let me clarify that.
While you're married, while you're in a long-term relationship,
yeah,
what have you. Well, I guess I'll start. Yeah. I think that it is appropriate. I think that it is appropriate to have opposite gender friends when you're married, as long as boundaries are respected, and those boundaries are initiated and put in place by the people who are married.
Agreed. I completely agree. You know, they're okay to have, again, boundaries have to be respected on both ends. You know, I can't sit there and give Savannah crap for the boundaries, because that's what is comfortable for her in our marriage, and I have to respect them. I can't.
Yeah. And by boundaries, I also mean, like, not only the ones you're expressing to each other, the ones you put in that friendship. So that's kind of where I'm going with it, as far as, like, you know, if I know that I don't need you texting me at night, that's a boundary. That's a boundary for my marriage. So I don't need my male friends texting me late at night. You know what I mean? That needs to be respected. If it cannot be respected, then this friendship probably can no longer, you know, continue, because if you can't respect boundaries, then what can you respect? Me? Not at all.
Yeah, those mushy hours are for me.
Yeah.
Back up.
So that's just a prime example there. How do we feel about communication within the marriage as far as those relationships go? Because I think that that's a boundary as well.
It's very important, right? From the beginning. You know, I don't do it out of an insecurity, but I do it to set the boundaries up. Like, hey, I'm just curious. How did y'all meet? Give me the rundown. How long y'all known each other? You know, I just, not out of a lack of trust on Savannah's end, but I just want to know what this dude is about.
Right.
I don't trust dudes.
Yeah.
But that's like something that I would like to have communicated. Like, hey, just give me a rundown. What's the details?
Yeah. I think he likes to do a whole, like, CSI.
I got to build a profile. I got a cabinet in the back with every one of them. Address, mama name, maiden name, all of it. Socials.
And I think it's not so much, you know, because it's for that as well as, like, safety purposes. Because you think you know a person until you don't know a person.
All the crime shows, it couldn't be him.
Yeah.
He was so nice.
He was so nice. I never saw it coming.
Yeah. Like, I don't trust people.
Yeah. So I think we're just a little different in that, because we practice safety in all areas of our lives. I also think that, communication, like you said, needs to be respected. Like for me, for example, I don't quite need as much information as Jay needs when it comes to like my male friends. I always just let him know, you know, don't get hurt. And that's not a threat, it's just a statement. Okay. I just let him know, I'm crazy. I got a couple screws missing, so please don't play with me. And I'm not even talking to the girl that he's friends with. I'm talking to him because the only home wreckers that can wreck our home are the people who are in that home. That's it. So, I trust him to, put the boundaries he's supposed to put in place, whatever he thinks those may be, to ensure that he keeps his head on top of his shoulders, y'all.
That's where it belongs.
And that's exactly where it belongs. And we want to make sure he's able to continue to be in videos. Yeah. So he is. That's how we handle that one. But yeah. I had another question. Let's see. Can you think of the question?
I think I got one.
Okay.
Do you think it's appropriate to talk about your marriage to the opposite sex friend?
Ooh, that's a good one. Me, no. The reason I think this is, first and foremost, I don't believe in talking about my marriage to any friend, male or female or family. I kind of keep that pretty private. The only people I really talk to is my husband and Jesus, because at the end of the day, they're the really only people who can fix what's going on.
Very true.
In this marriage. But hypothetically, let's say that I am, open to speaking with friends about my marriage. When it comes to the opposite sex, absolutely not. And it's, for me, it's because I don't like to give anybody ammo. Now, it would be crystal clear that, this man, whoever he would be, would have no opportunity to be romantic with me whatsoever with the information that I'm giving him, right? Because they like to do that. Oh, I would never treat you like that, and like that's
silver tongue in you.
But and if they are, then you understand that this person is wanting more out of you than a friendship, and you already need to dead that to begin with, first of all. But the reason that I truly don't like to do that is because he can't get to me, but I don't know if he's gonna try to backdoor it and try to get to my husband. And not in a romantic way, but again, just pulling out those
I hope not.
pulling out those weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
Pushing those buttons of weaknesses per se, based off the information I've given. When it comes to my marriage, I'm not just protecting myself, I am protecting my partner as well.
Yeah.
On all fronts.
The unity that we've established.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. You just can't trust them.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, right? Like, there's no level of like, I think that me spilling my guts is going to be worth it for my marriage. I just can't. Right. There's no way. Like, the only person I need to be spilling my guts to is the person that I'm in the marriage with.
Right. And no one's saying like, it's, you never need to talk to somebody else outside your marriage, right? We're not saying that like, oh, like, you can only talk to your partner about what's going on with your marriage. It's more so of like, there are just some things that only the person in my marriage needs to hear about my marriage. Because you can get advice, and like, even you've done this a few times, Jeremy, with other friends, of like just saying like, hey, we had this type of situation come up, like, what's your thoughts on this, like, what's your opinion? But it's not so much of like a very like intricate portion.
Deeply upset, I'm hurt because of XYZ. It's it would be like you said, something level. Hey, this one situation, what you think, bro?
Yeah.
And it's very, you're not giving them the keys to the keys to the kingdom. It's just
it's very surface level.
Agreed.
And then that kind of just goes to my next question of like, just kind of like, and I kind of hit on this a little bit, but like potential problems with having like spilling your guts to the opposite sex. I know I touched on a few of them, of like just like the possibly using that as ammo to get to you.
I mean, the easy way is like, if you're doing that with the guy's going to try to get with you. I wasn't even thinking about him trying to backdoor me and, put these doubts in my mind that could start degrading our marriage, so he can be like,
and then still get rejected.
Right.
Still get rejected.
Of course,
because, you're a friend for a reason,
Yeah.
So, but that's a whole nother story.
But
But
yeah, that's a good point of like, it's not always going to be the direct route. It could be a
it could
backdoor
be, yeah, you
situation.
just never know, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, you guys let us know in the comments, like, have you ever experienced anything like that, as far as like those same opposite gender friendships where it turns nasty? Because I know a few that
And you
definitely
need to
have.
terminate that
Yeah,
immediately. You get
eliminate
a
that.
single swift, a sniff.
Absolutely.
It's getting nasty in here. Terminate it.
Yeah, but I definitely think that opposite gender friendships can thrive, that
Absolutely.
they can be positive, that they can be, good for, those individuals, because you need your friends, you know what I mean, whether they're female or male. Like, if you get a good friend, you hang on to them, because it's very hard to find them, in this life.
I got a
for
question
sure.
for you.
Yeah.
Now, how do you approach it when someone has insecurities about it?
What do you mean by that?
Like I don't want you having a guy friend because of my insecurities.
Gotcha. I think for me, it's definitely, again, it all comes to respecting boundaries. However, at this point, it is an insecurity, so that's something that we have to work on for our marriage to thrive. So, with that being said, I'm going to have a discussion with you. I'm going to ask you, where that comes from.
Right.
I'm going to ask you, what can we do? What can we do to help you with this insecurity? Because going my whole life with only having female friends is not very realistic, because you don't know who you're going to meet in life, and you don't know who's going to be impactful.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
I definitely think, like, if Savannah was to have that insecurity, I can't give her everything she wants and be like, all right, I'm gonna cut off all female friends. Like, I can't do that, because that could build resentment towards her and deepen affect our marriage.
And you're hurting me more than you're helping.
Right. Like, when I said I agreed to grow you and help you. So I'm gonna compromise. Like, hey, maybe we just go to. I just text the friend for right now instead of meeting up with her and just catching up. And whenever you feel an insecurity, I can, if need be, show you the text and we can talk about, hey, what triggered it. Let's work on the growing process through this time, because that's what I agreed to.
Absolutely.
That's what you deserve.
Absolutely. I think it's you help each other, right? That's what marriage is. Like, you should be on the growth path the whole time, and sometimes it's growing pains.
Absolutely.
But it needs to happen, because you need to show up as your best versions of yourselves, for yourselves, your marriage, and your future children that you may or may not have. I also think that it's a thing of, like, you need to do the internal work yourself as well. Like, you cannot just depend on your partner to heal those insecurities by themselves for you. You cannot do that. So, like you were saying, like, we need to be working on that, you know what I mean, like, during that time. But I also need to be doing the work, you know what I'm saying, on my own, to really figure out, like, what's going on. You know what I mean? And communicate that on all fronts.
Right. There has to be that communication, because if you just, hey, I'm a compromise and I won't hang out and I'm a texter, and there's just nothing else, and I go 3 weeks of just texting, I'm like, hey, can I hang out with her now? And there's no growth. No, I'm not comfortable.
There's no growth. You don't know what's going on with me.
Right.
I don't truly know what's going on, with you, because I'm sure you have feelings about that, right? So you have to consider the other person, and how your insecurities will affect them.
Completely agree.
Yeah. So, guys, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Do you have anything else, my love?
I don't think so. I think we hit it all.
Alrighty. Well, again, let us know down in the comments what you guys think of this topic. But until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.